So I should ask you, are you watching Raw every week? Is it on the DVR?
It has been, I've DVR'd Raw since I've had a DVR, and there's whether I watch it or not, a lot depends on, like, during the NBA season, not a chance. Like, during football, not a chance. But right now, like, I'm not much of a, like, early season baseball guy. Hockey's done. And the WNBA games are mostly on Sundays, which I will watch. But, so I watched Cena coming back. I watched this, the 20-year deal with Cena.
That the big handshake intro?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was crazy because I know that when he walked in the back, he knew about as many people as I did. I mean, I was just like, I was like, "Okay, Ziggler and Miz and Ray, and that's it." So,
Uh,
plus
could you
Orton's hurt, and see, what I usually do is I'll tape it and I'll watch the guys that I like to watch. Like I'll watch their segments. So my like Orton's like my favorite current active guy right now. So I think that and I watched it last night and because I thought maybe I would find something to link the bridge from my wrestling career that I could talk about. And the thing that I found out or I realized was like nobody has any heat. And there's nobody on the television show that I look at and I say, that person, if this was real and kicked my door down, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
mm.
I mean, they're athletic, but I mean, they don't even look like they can throw a fucking punch.
So, can we attribute this to because, I mean, the cat's been out of the bag with kayfabe for a long time, right? So we can't say,
Right.
"Well, it's because, no one believes that it's real," because we didn't believe the NWO was real either, but you guys you guys had mad heat. So, what is it? Is it the performers? Is it the writing? Is it the jaded fan who you literally have to blow up half the arena to get a reaction now? What is it?
I think that what it is that it's just the work style has just changed, where it's a spot fest. To me, it almost feels like when I watch a match, like I'm so glad when they go into like, and I realize now that they both the companies do it, where the commercial break they go to the action in a small box,
Mhm.
and I actually enjoy that more because they're going so fucking fast on a large screen TV. It's just you're like, slow the fuck down.
You get
Like,
whiplash watching it, yeah.
yeah, it's just too like nobody sells shit. Like you can throw one punch and have the guy fucking sell it and go against the ropes. Sooner or later, you're going to send the guy off the ropes and you can go do your high spot, but you don't have to. Like, I watched Seth Rollins, and Seth is a great athlete. He's unbelievably talented. He's had some of the best matches I've seen. But transitionally, right now, like I watched him last night, that first volley, or on Monday, it was actually Monday night. But I watched last night the first volley that he threw in the corner where the guy kind of turned his back on him. It looked like he was like making egg whites, you know?
Is that a industry term? I don't
Yeah,
oh,
just like,
okay, I see.
not like, laying the wood, brother.
Right, right. So if
So
you were down there as a trainer, so if they wanted you to go to, did you ever get invited down to talk to any of the developmentals?
yeah, I actually worked with the big man, Giant Amos.
So what'd you tell the kids that could transcend to today, right? Because you can't I guess you can't go back 20 years. Stylistically, they have to be, competitive with what the fan expects to see today. But what can they take from your time and still apply today and still make it look like today's product, but maybe have an edge?
Oh, I talked to the big guys. You know, I was down there with the bigger guys, and I told them like, there's nothing like when you stop somebody and you stop 'em, like in the middle of the ring, take them and throw them from there to the turnbuckle, and then take one step and do the clothesline instead of taking somebody all the way back, throwing them on that 20-foot ring, and then you know, plotting down. It's like, I mean, you just have to learn how to use the ring effectively to your limited capabilities because you're just not gonna move like the smaller guys do.
Right.
So
So you do watch those still. That's kind of
yeah, I mean, but it was also funny that Cena did an interview, and I thought it was kind of like weird. I'm sure. I mean, I know John's super busy, but like to have him come back to Laredo, that just didn't, of all places, like just nothing against Laredo. It's just when I think of wrestling hotspots, how about Laredo? And then he cut a promo, and one of the things that I'll say for John is probably top 5 promo guy of all time. And but it was to me like cutting the promos like playing golf, and you could tell that John had not cut a promo in a while. He was still solid, but it was didn't have the same, you know.
so the guys that are on TV every week, they're naturally going to get better,
They're going to
right?
get better. Yeah,
Right,
repetition is going to make you better.
right,
Absolutely.
right. Joe
No,
Stojic, looking at some of the gimmicks in your early career that didn't work, Steel, Oz, Vegas, was it ever discussed for you to be something that touched on your past, i.e., basketball player, athlete, soldier, bouncer? You think any of those would have worked for you back then?
Vinny Vegas was kind of a bouncer ish.
I
Vinny
get it.
Vegas was the only one that I came up with. And that was good enough for Shawn Michaels to say, I like Vinny Vegas. Let's take this fucker and bring him up here. So I
Mhm.
guess mine worked.
But never about the tapping into the basketball thing or
No.
and the last one, Raw.
Basketball's not exactly one of those things you go, I don't think I'd fuck with that guy. He does play pro basketball.
Yeah, no, but they tried that shit. I understand why he's asking this because this was at an era where you mean
Oh, that you talk about when
hockey
everybody was
players
the
and
occupation. Yeah,
yeah,
everybody was an occupation.
right. Pig
I always
farmer.
thought that the best spot would be just a gynecologist. You
Well,
know?
think of the fucking promos.
Oh,
On the whole, I'm okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's yeah,
You're gonna feel a little scrapey when I get done with you.
exactly.
Is that cold?
I love it. Very good. Um,
And but it was to me like cutting the promos like playing golf. And you could tell that John had not cut, a promo in a while. He was still solid, but it was didn't have the same, you know.
so the guys that are on TV every week, they're naturally going to get better,
They're gonna
right?
get better. Yeah,
Right,
repetition is gonna make you better.
right,
Absolutely.
right.